Hibiscus is a very popular indoor ornamental plant. It is known for the beautiful flowers it produces. It also has many health properties. Hibiscus can be easily propagated by seeds, by cuttings, or simply by dividing the whole plant by roots. We decided to propagate hibiscus with cuttings because it is more of a challenge. This plant was available in the teaching greenhouse of McDonald campus of McGill University and was big enough to supply us enough plant material.
The goal of this experiment is to determine efficient ways of propagating hibiscus by newly growing stems and stems from the past growing season. We would like to find if it is possible to propagate the plant when using smaller cuttings than the recommended length. Different lengths of cuttings will be tested and the efficiency of the growth hormone will be evaluated. We think that plant dipped in stem root will have more roots than the one without. Also, we think that hibiscus plant can be grown from shorter cuttings than the recommended length. Finally, more softwood cutting will root than semi-hardwood cuttings.
Make sure everything is ready before you start.
Hibiscus is a really drought-sensitive plant. Everything you will need for planting should be ready before cutting to reduce stress.
In this experiment, you will need an empty container, cutters, fresh water, 70% alcohol and soap, 2 styrofoam containers, a roll of brown paper, stem root number 1 and 2, agromix, and perlite.
In the literature, it was recommended to use a mix of peat and perlite. As the hibiscus will stay in the mist frame, a mix of agromix and perlite was preferred. Mix well! Fill 2 styrofoam containers and apply a gentle pressure.
Uh-oh, but we had a problem. The source plant was full of aphids and mealybugs. Even mealybugs predator were present. Plus, the plant was attacked by a fungal pathogen.
But don't panic! A detergent solution can be used to reduce the negative impact and decrease pest pressure. The tested length for semi-hardwood cutting was 9.5 cm and the recommended length was 12 cm. The tested length for softwood cutting was 7.5 cm and the recommended length was 10 cm.
It is very important to clean the cutters prior cutting. Don't forget the ruler. The flowering bud must be removed. Measure the stem, make a short incision, and completely cut the branch. Now you're a pro. The stems were heavily infested. Carefully wash the leaves and the stem in soap water. Remove the excess water with brown paper. Rinse heavily under tap water to remove any remaining soap or pests. Soap can damage the plant tissue.
The apical bud must be removed to inhibit auxin production and thus shoot growth. A diagonal cut is done at the base. 3 small leaves should remain on softwood cuttings, while 2 fully developed leaves should be left on semi-hardwood cuttings. The wound consists of a vertical incision on each side of 1.3 cm to remove the bark and expose the cambium to the auxin, increasing its uptake efficiency. The softwood cuttings were dipped in stem root number 1 at 0.1% IBA, and semi-hardwood cuttings were dipped in stem root number 2 at 0.4% IBA. Cuttings were planted at a depth of 2.5 cm. The mist frame was activated every 30 minutes for 15 seconds and was maintained at 25 degrees Celsius. For softwood cuttings, stem roots seem to have a positive effect on the rooting process, while for semi-hardwood cuttings, the results are variable and similar. For the softwood cuttings, the rooting process in 10 cm stem cuttings seem greater than 7.5 cm. For the semi-hardwood, the difference between 9.5 and 12 cm do not seem to have an impact on rooting. The poor rooting could be due to the wounding that was too intense. This is what it should look like.